Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriot channel. So, today we have a review the the Sukhoi 57, also called by the NATO designation the Felon. This is a fifth generation stealth fighter. This aircraft represents of the colors of the 053 blue in the colors of the Russian Air Force, March in 2019. This model is particularly from Hobbymaster in 1/72nd scale. The item number is HA6801. So, as usual, folks, I'll try to give you guys a general background, a little history behind this particular aircraft, and then we will shift and leap and talk about the model itself at the last part. We will discuss if there is any tangible flaws and so forth. So, this is an Su-57. As I mentioned, designation code by NATO is called the Felon. It is a fifth generation stealth fighter designed by Sukhoi. For all intended purposes, was made to succeed the MiG 29s and the Su-27 flankers. Just Russia just won't send it out to the fight. Developed also with the India's collaboration, the Su-57s face some setbacks when India withdraw from the project, which was in 2018, despite a boosting advanced features like super cruise, stealth capabilities, and sophisticated avionics. Only a limited numbers of the Su-57s are operational, primarily stationed at the Lepetsk Air Base for further testings. The Su-57s limited deployment in the Ukrainian conflict has raised the questions about its effectiveness and suggested it might be too valuable and complex for extensive use in combat. The Sukhoi 57, it is a Russian stealth, also known as a PAK-FA, which is basically acronym in Russian, stands for Perspective Airborne Complex of Frontline Aviation. This is in a single seat, basically a twin engine, multiple role, fifth generation warplane designed specifically for an air superiority and attack operations. Basically, it is the challenger to the American F-22 Raptor or the F-35 Lightning II, as well as the Chinese, the Chengdu, the J-20. And basically was made basically to succeed the MiG-29s and the Su-27s in the Russian Air Force category. Interestingly, like the American F-35, the Su-57 was developed between multiple countries. Well, in this case, one of the countries was India, basically to help cut down on costs as well as to keep the India's and the Russian, in Russia's orbit geopolitically. The India being the key component of the Primakov doctrine that has clearly defined Russian foreign policy since the Vladimir Putin became the president of Russia. Sukhoi partnered with the India's Hindustan Aeronautics, basically to ensure the Su-57s became part of the Indian Air Force. This bird, guys, is believed to have a super maneuverability and advanced avionics to overcome the prior generation fighters, aircraft, as well as the naval defenses. The Su-57 incorporates all digital flight controls, a glass cockpit, and a high degree of automation, including a new radar system, and basically it's powered by two Saturn AL-41 F1 engines. The thing is, Russia today has a very limited numbers of the Su-57 fighters in service. Um, the production began basically in 2019, and it was believed there was only 32 of these birds since the Ukrainian war interrupted the Su-57s. These fighters are primarily stationed at the Lipetsk Air Base, where they are undergoing further testing and evaluation because of their limited numbers and the problems of reproducing. Su-57 have not made much of the difference in the contested skies over Ukraine, while many commentators point out that this is because the Su-57s does not work as well as the Russians advertise it as a too beautiful for combat. So, basically, given the attritional nature of Russia's war and the favorable mismatch in resources and the military sizes, Russia basically will win this one beyond the adaptations that Russia's military is taking. The Su-57s is supposedly equipped with the electronic warfare countermeasures, other stealth capabilities, and advanced avionics for further defend this valuable bird. Uh, Nevertheless, the Su-57's combat record in Ukraine is not that deep or well known. Clearly, Moscow doesn't want it to, risk it prized warplane, which begs the question, as to why it was even necessary to build this thing, and what is the Su-57's purpose, and thus the Su-57 is highly advanced and capable warbird equipped with the impressive performance and characteristics and a wide range of weaponry. The thing is, folks, has not truly been tested in the crucible of combat. Therefore, its effectiveness as a modern warplane, it is not well known for its strengths and weaknesses, not well understood. There is still time for the Su-57s to prove itself in the combat. Um, so its expense and complexity, and the fact that it is a few number, making a list of the useful a strategic asset and more of the liability. But Russia should take a solace because there are a multitude of platforms in the West's arsenals that are similarly too expensive to be risked in the combat. So, you know, let that be a reminder to all the modern forces that the newest or the priciest or the shiniest platforms is not always the best systems for the war making. Russia was trying to basically, emphasizing like, well, the whole intended purposes of the Su-57 project, basically, like Russia was like saying, what we can build now to, compete with the Western fighters, what we can build now to outperforms, F-22 Raptors, F-35, and so forth. And Yeah, so that was basically the whole project of the Su-57. So, what was the Sukhoi goal achievement with the Su-57 project? I think the Su-57s aim to compete, like as I mentioned, with the Western fighters, basically the F-22 and F-35. Emphasizing high performance and stealth. As I mentioned, there were some setbacks involved with the operations development. The aircraft began operational tests in late 2010, but aims to play a major role in basically updating the Russian Air Force. So basically, this aircraft also does equip with a lot of characteristics, folks. One of them is this aircraft does equip with the thrust vectoring system technology. I did cover that subject from my previous reviews of the F-22 Raptor. If you guys are interested, feel free to bump that video. So yeah, this aircraft does equip with the thrust vectoring system. Basically, how it works: the vectoring nozzles, the engine nozzles, is designed to change basically direction to manipulate it, allowing the exhaust gases to be expelled at a specific angle. There's a lot of factors, folks, involved. I've studied these. Uh, there's like an actuation system, basically, typically consisting of a hydraulic or pneumatic actuators controls the movement of the nozzle. There's the control systems, a very sophisticated control systems, often using the fly-by-wire technology. Means the thrust vectoring process. And also, folks, there's multiple types of thrust vectorings, just like an F-22 Raptor. It is extremely sophisticated. Some of them are still classified, trust me. There's like a 2D thrust vectoring, which is the nozzle can move in one direction, typically up or down. There's a 3D thrust vectoring. Nozzles can move like in two directions or multiple directions, various degree, allowing for more precise control. So yeah, this aircraft it is a well loaded with the technology. And also, folks, the other thing I like about this aircraft, which is this digital camera right here. This is actually one of my favorite camo on the Su-57s. That's why I picked this one. So it's really nice. I like this digital camouflage, and Hugmaster basically nailed it, honestly, gill to gill. So if you guys want me to give you a little background of this digital camo, so uh, now probably some of you wondering what is the science behind this style of the paint job, right? So let me give you guys an idea. The whole point of this camouflage is to break up the outline of the object. The digital looking camo here does that by mixing light and dark colors and then adding a disruption at the border between the two. Besides the camouflage to break up the silhouette, the other commenter mentioned this is particular scheme is also meant to trick the eye at a distance and into the perceiving the aircraft as a smaller than it actually is by hiding the leading edges. So it is uncommon now how these deceptive planes liveries used to be more common. I believe this digital camouflage basically, for all intended purposes, is to confuse opponents in a dogfight. So that's the whole purpose behind this digital camo. Yeah. So yeah, and also this aircraft, folks. It's a very capable of performing a wide range of aerobatics maneuvers. Here are some of the most impressive ones. Basically, we I call them air show maneuvers. This aircraft can conduct a Cobra maneuver, can perform a unique Cobra maneuver, like they call it. Basically, what it does, it pitches up to the near or vertical angle, then quickly just recovers. Also can do a tail slide. The aircraft can slide backwards with its tail, pointing forward, demonstrating its exceptional pitch authority. And there is other one. Oh, if my memory serve, I try to remember here. I think they call it the knife edge pass. Basically can fly at the high speeds, mere feet off the ground, with its wings, and perpendicular to the ground. There is also this aircraft. It is a very high G. The Su-57 can perform extremely tight turns. I would say can exceed the 9G, basically making it a formidable opponent in the dogfight scenarios. And it is also high alpha fighter, which I call the high angle of attack (AOA). Basically, the aircraft can maintain and control the stability even at extremely high angles. You know, there's like a pulse stall maneuvers. Also can intentionally enter post stall state, then recover, demonstrating this exceptional control and maneuverability. And this aircraft also can, maintain a low speed maneuvers. Basically, can fly at extremely low speeds, demonstrating its, ability to maintain control and ability and stability during a low speeds operations. These maneuvers showcase the Su-57's, basically, I would say, exceptional, agility, control, and maneuverability, making it one of the most advanced and capable fighter jets in the world. Uh, like I said, this aircraft faced some setbacks in the uh, uh, earliest the project. The first flight and testing was from 2010 to 2019. First Su-57 prototype made its maiden flight in January 29 in 2010. Uh, Over the next several years, the Su-57 underwent extensive flight testings with the multiple prototypes participating in the program. In 2014, Su-57 began weapon testing, including the integrations of an air-to-air and air-to-ground missiles. In 2020, the Su-57s entered a serial production with the first production aircraft delivered to the Russian aerospace forces. This Su-57 was officially inducted into the Russian aerospace forces in December 2020. As of 2022, the Russian aerospace forces have received over 20 Su-57s aircraft, with the planes to acquire a total of, let's say, 76 aircraft by 2028. Also, speaking about the armament of this bird, the Su-57 has a six external hardpoints under its wings, which can carry additional ordnance capacity. Each hardpoint can carry up to 4,000 pounds of ordnance. Take that accent from air-to-air missiles, such as R-77s for medium range, R-37s for long range, R-73 for short range, infrared guiding missiles, Speaking about the air to ground missiles, KH-59s for medium range, precision guided missiles, KH-38M for short range precision guided missiles, and so forth. Basically, those armaments, come to conclusion of basically Su-57s is designed to provide a high degree of flexibility and effectiveness in the various combat scenarios, from air-to-air engagement to air-to-ground strikes. Yeah, so also, folks, this there's a lot of controversy, floating around this Felon. I call it Felon or fifth generation fighter, however you call it. Some of it, like some Western, it's all related to Western aviation experts saying that inconsistent quality to the other, are there are assembly panel gaps on the fuselage, which as of results can compromise the stealth capabilities of the aircraft. Uh, I mean, believe it or not, I also did some of the genuine research, and I haven't seen those tangible flaws. So, shall we call it a myth? But anyways, this Felon is touted by Moscow for its, advanced stealth capabilities and technological innovations. Despite those claims, well, the Western aviation experts argue that the Su-57 is overhyped and falls short of true fifth generation standards. The other drawbacks of the Su-57 is, development timeline, first flying in 2010, but only entering in service in 2020. And the other production challenges with the fewer than a dozen units built, as a previously reported. The Kremlin has further claimed that the Su-57 can, like, reach supersonic cruising speeds while destroying all type of targets, and ground naval targets as well. Even the Russia continues to tout the aircraft, but the still Western aviation experts have emphasized and suggested that the Su-57 is all hype, and that Moscow, lacks, the manufacturing capabilities even to produce the aircraft in significant numbers. So, so here to come to conclusion, folks. What do I think about the Su-57s? That's just my assessment. Uh, Probably many of you like wondering. My personal point of view, I think it is a good aircraft. Definitely a good first attempt at a stealth fighter for Sukhoi, and definitely a lot of lessons for them to learn. Regardless, some of criticism, the way it's been assembled, looks very splash dash, and there aren't any smooth lines on the aircraft, which is what would you expect from the stealth aircraft to reduce that radar signature, right? But if we're looking, at the aircraft performance in terms of maneuverability, it can do the job that you would expect it to do. The other thing is, I would like to point out about this aircraft, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm not quite sure how this aircraft can retain a stealthiness while having, these massive engine nozzles in the back. Well, I don't like to interfere with the Russian philosophy of designs, but they are huge in size, although they are big. But I think they do give the aircraft that daunting appearance. And the other thing is, when this aircraft came up, I was really obsessed with it, and I really like it. I wasn't like deeply into it like an F-22 Raptor, but then it started growing on me. Now I do have a question for you out there. Especially for the fifth gen fanboys out there. I don't want to mention names. So, what do you guys think of it compared to the American fifth generation fighters? I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So, please leave your feedbacks on the appropriate comment section. So with all that being established, folks, and now let's shift and talk about the model itself. So this is from Hobby Master and 1/72nd scale, obviously. Um, Folks, this is the only Su-57 that I have in my collection, and this is definitely not a newest release, unfortunately. I would say this is uh, 2019 release, and it is a very nice release from Hobby Master. I think Hobby Master nailed the Su-57, like overall in terms of all the proportions. So the cockpit details are very nice. Hopefully, I captured some of the details on the intro shot, and I do apologize. If some of the details, folks, are hard to capture. So that's just the nature. There's some areas that it is hard for me to get the camera, like and the weird angles. So we have here just one solid piece canopy. If you want to, showcase the canopy in open position, all you have to do just to slide it backwards. And if you want to close it, just same piece, just slide it forward, which is really nice. I like what Hobby Master, thought about engineering here of this canopy. The HUD, the heads-up display here, it's modeled accurately. The I like this detail right here. The infrared tracking sensor right here. It's captured really nice. The nose of the aircraft, the wings, the landing gear, the paint scheme. It's modeled really nice, folks. The engine nozzles, believe it or not, they are modeled accurately, but one note, folks. If you guys go back on the intro shot, I did modify those engine nozzles. What I did, just I paint the interior, just that simulates the ceramic coating, which is so minor. Uh, Something very minor, like nothing like comparing to F-15. I have to ditch them all and install uh, the aftermarkets ones. All I have to do is just paint them from the interior, just to simulate the ceramic coating, which overall elevates the appearance of the model. And let me know what you guys think about that little project. So you guys, obviously, with Hobby Master, you guys can display this model in the both configurations, either flight configurations or ground configurations. I prefer ground configuration, folks. I know I've said this before, I'm not in favor of the idea of displaying these models in the flight, configurations, because, uh, you know, these models are heavy, put this model in the stand for, a long time. These stands, sometimes they get brittle. Once they get brittle, they lost their integrity, and then once they fail, you know what's going to happen, right? The model is going to be on its way to the floor, and I don't want to come home and find my models, laying down on the floor in multiple pieces because the stand failed. And that's just me here, so forgive me. I know the displaying these models in the flight configuration can save a significant amount of space, which is understandable. But thankfully, I do have an adequate space to display these models in the ground posture. So, but yeah, so it comes with a pilot figurine. Unfortunately, folks, I did not showcase a pilot figurine. But let me know in the comment section if that's not a happy sight for some of you. I can definitely accommodate that request. I can showcase the pilot figure. Um, and like I said, everything is dialed in pretty nice. All proportions are modeled accurately. And of course, the Russian big red star here, it's modeled really nice. all stencilings, everything's, modeled accurately. I've not seen any flaws from my understanding. If you guys encounter with any issues with this particular release, just, feel free, put your comments so I can read them. So, we can discuss that. You know, at least my model, has zero flaws. So I did not encounter with any fitment issues. The landing gear, everything was just straightforward, and that's it. So, folks, I know this video went too long, and I do apologize. I don't want to bore you guys to tears. So, it's time to wrap up the review there, folks. So, if you made it to this point, thank you for watching. And if you are a current subscriber, I would like to offer my thank you. And if you aren't subscriber, consider becoming one. That way, you will be notified once I upload a next content. And don't forget to hit that like and Patriot sign off, and we'll catch you in the next one.